Welcome back to the Deep Dive. This is where we dig into those classified sources, try to cut through the noise, and really find the insights you need.
And today we have a particularly heavy file. It's one of the most restricted in the GDF archives, actually, known only as the Gorgon Spore incident.
Right. This isn't just history. The sources suggest this was, well, a turning point in the Titan War.
Absolutely. Our mission today: dissect the GDF's own operational files, their scientific notes on this huge entity, GorgonRoot. We need to understand how this one encounter just completely flipped humanity's understanding of the enemy.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. GorgonRoot?
Oh.
The classification is Terrazol 3. So for you listening, that means it was the third big Terran entity they tagged. Recognized pretty early for being uniquely destructive.
And the official label is Siege Engine and Defense Specialist, which already tells you something.
But the description, that's something else.
Oh, yeah. It's pure nightmare fuel, like the dossiers say. We're talking about something ancient, impossibly big. A walking forest of skyscraper-sized, petrified roots.
Skyscraper-sized. Like, what are the exact figures? It's something like 50 meters tall?
5,000 centimeters, yeah. Taller than a modern office block. And the weight, 100 million kilograms. Just staggering.
And buried in all that mass, the single glowing red eye, always described as unsettlingly focused.
Terrifying. So usually something that size appears, GDF expects immediate, physical chaos, buildings down, military response.
But this incident,
Yeah.
it started differently. Not with force, but with chemistry.
Exactly. GorgonRoot surfaces in the Amazonian desolation zone, and before GDF can even scramble jets, it just releases this cloud with toxic spores moving fast.
And this wasn't just lethal, it was erasing.
Completely. It neutralized everything. All technology, all life, plants, animals, even sophisticated weapons systems just stopped.
Wow.
Dead. Across a 200-mile radius, almost instant.
Wow. A perfect military dead zone, just created.
Imagine trying to mount an attack and that your comms are out, targeting systems offline, engines won't even start. The environment itself turned into a weapon.
So you have this entity capable of this incredible targeted destruction. But then it just stops. After carving out this zone.
Yeah.
That's the puzzle, isn't it? Was
Yeah.
it just mindless aggression, marking territory? Or, given how complex that spore effect must be, was it trying to do something else? Maybe trying to communicate.
And that question caused total paralysis back at GDF command. The spores made a normal military strike impossible, right?
You could just send troops or tanks in.
So you had Major Eva Rostova, head of military ops, basically pushing hard for bombing runs, just massive strikes from outside the spore radius, annihilated.
Classic military thinking. Immediate threat, overwhelming force.
But, besides the environmental fallout, it was a total shot in the dark. Nobody knew if it would even work.
And that's where Dr. Kenji Tanaka comes in, the lead kaiju strategist.
Yes. Tanaka always argued these Titans weren't just monsters, they were complex systems. He reluctantly okayed this, really radical alternative from Dr. Eris Thorne.
Thorne. He was seen as a bit of an eccentric, wasn't he? A biologist who wanted to study them, not just fight them.
That's him. His idea was just breathtakingly bold. We can't fight it, so let's talk to it.
Talk to the giant, walking, toxic root forest.
Okay.
He proposed going it alone, in a heavily shielded vehicle. Crucial point here, running only on analog systems. Nothing digital for the spores to fry.
Just reading the field reports, you can feel the tension. Rostova's sniper teams are watching from the perimeter.
Orders to neutralize Thorne's vehicle instantly if GorgonRoot made any aggressive move.
So Thorne's risking getting vaporized by the Titan or taken out by his own side just for a chance to communicate.
The risk was absolutely immense, but he did it. Drove this tiny shielded rover into that silent, spore-filled dead zone. Got terrifyingly close.
And then, what do you do? Shout?
No, he used tech. Projected these carefully tuned, low-frequency sonic pulses directly at GorgonRoot.
Okay. And the reaction? Did it attack? Roar. Nothing like that. That's what's so eerie. The reports emphasize this. Profound stillness. GorgonRoot just stopped its slow advance.
Stopped completely.
Completely. And that single red eye, which they said was like the size of a shipping container, it focused entirely on Thorne's little vehicle. Not aggression, just focus.
Yeah.
Acknowledgement.
Wow. Okay, so acknowledgement. Then comes the reply, right? This is the core of the incident. Thorne sent sound.
And the entity sent biology back. It released a new spore cloud. Totally different from the first one.
How different?
Well, visually, they were iridescent, shimmering, and crucially, completely harmless. No toxins at all. This was the communication.
Not just random particles, though. Thorne had a lab on board, right? Analyzing them.
He did a mobile lab analyzing in real time. And the spores. They contain these unbelievably complex structured carbon molecules. It wasn't just biochemistry, it was data, encoded.
Data packages. In spores, what kind of data?
Get this. As the analysis ran, these structures resolved themselves. They formed a perfect holographic three-dimensional image inside Thorne's cockpit.
An image of?
Not a threat, not a picture of itself. It was a star chart.
A star chart.
Seriously. An incredibly detailed one. Not just stars, but mapped navigational routes, paths between distant stellar systems, an interstellar atlas.
That changes everything.
Completely shattered the GDF's entire understanding. Thorne's broadcast back to command. I mean, you can hear the shock in his voice in the archives. The exact quote is, "It's not attacking. It's showing us where it came in from. It's not from Earth. None of the Terrans are."
Wow. Wow. So the GDF wasn't fighting some kind of mutated Earth creature. They were fighting organized alien architects.
Yeah.
Capable of interstellar travel and, well, biological data transfer.
It instantly shifted the whole focus from defending Earth territory to, well, what the analysts immediately called kaiju geopolitics, dealing with alien factions.
But getting that star chart, it just opens up more questions about GorgonRoot itself, doesn't it? What is it? Is it just a giant biological defense system? Or is there actual consciousness there, an alien mind?
That's the huge debate that followed. Let's look at the defense argument first. There's quite a bit to support it.
Okay, like its official classification, right? Defense specialist.
Exactly. And the whole Terran faction's stated goal is documented as reclaim and restore, which sounds very protective, almost like planetary management.
Like it's Earth's own really overgrown immune system kicking in.
Kind of, yeah. And later actions seem to fit that. There's the incident with the Great Barrier Reef after an abyssal attack. GorgonRoot showed up and apparently accelerated the coral and plant regrowth, healed the damage incredibly fast.
Faster than humans could. And didn't it protect some ancient sites too?
It did. Shielded the Moai statues in the Pacific during another conflict, formed this physical barrier of roots around them, suggests it recognizes significant locations, or maybe just territory.
So if you take that view, the first toxic spore cloud in the Amazon, maybe it wasn't an attack on us specifically, maybe it was just clearing the ground. Removing the pest human tech before starting its reclaim and restore work.
It's a chillingly logical possibility, but it doesn't fully explain everything. There's the other side, the consciousness argument.
The idea that it's not just automated defense, but genuinely intelligent.
Right. And the strongest evidence is that star chart itself. Think about it.
Yeah.
Intentionally encoding complex navigational data into biological spores and transmitting it. That's not simple instinct.
No, that's sophisticated communication. Purposeful.
Absolutely. And beyond that single incident, there's mounting evidence of the Terran factions coordinating, acting strategically.
That kaiju geopolitics thing you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. We have solid intel, documented cases of GorgonRoot working with other Titans. Like Trenchbreaker, they actively cooperated on a large-scale operation in Antarctica to free another emerging entity, the one they called Jailbreaker.
So, planning. Coordination across continents.
That implies shared goals, strategy, intelligence. These aren't just giant animals running on instinct. They seem to be, as one analyst put it, an immense alien intelligence playing a very high-stakes game of resource control and territory.
Which puts that first spore cloud into even creepier light, if it's intelligent.
Then maybe the toxic spores weren't just clearing the pests. Maybe it was ensuring a stable, interference-free channel before delivering its message. Making sure Thorne's shielded vehicle was the only thing functional enough to receive and decode that complex star chart.
Methodical. Calculating, even.
The level of intent is what's debated. But the Gorgon spore incident itself, it became the key. The single event that synthesized all the earlier confusing encounters. It gave the GDF one profound, terrifying answer. The enemy isn't just a collection of monsters, it's organized, it's alien, it's technologically advanced in its own biological way, and it has plans for Earth.
And just like that, the GDF's worldview, their strategy, their funding priorities, everything had to pivot. Based on that one, biological handshake in the Amazon. Realizing the fight wasn't local, it was cosmic.
Which explains why this file is buried so deep. Think about the public reaction, the geopolitical chaos, if this knowledge got out widely.
So let's bring it back to you listening now. You've heard the data, the debate. If these Titans are fighting over Earth, trying to reclaim and restore it, and maybe they see us, humanity, as the invasive species, the damage,
What if Earth's immune system just woke up?
and decided we're the infection it needs to clear? That's the really unsettling thought, isn't it?
It's the question that clearly terrified the GDF leadership. And their response, judging by the archive notes, was containment.
Right. The final note on the Gorgon Spore incident file is stark.
Yep. File sealed under Directive 10, knowledge restricted.
Directive 10. That's the absolute highest security level, isn't it? Information critical to survival, too destabilizing for anyone else to know.
Precisely.
And on that rather chilling note,
Yeah.
we have to seal the file on this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.